Hi, welcome back to Art by Brooke. If you have seen some of my recent videos, you may recognize this chaotic scene. All the paint, some of the edges of some of the art pieces. That's because I'm actually filming this on the same day that I did my pink vase pour and my pink ribbon pour. I have some extra paint left, and I wasn't originally planning to do this extra video, but I didn't want the paint to go to waste. So I'm actually going to do a flip cup. I already have the colors layered in here, and some of the colors I poured from kind of high up so they would plop into the paint and possibly introduce some air bubbles to maybe give us some cells. Some of the colors in here are metallic as well. All of the paint will be listed in the description down below, and metallic ones also often help make some of those cells. I also took what was left of my black and added Floetrol, so it looks a little bit gray. It's probably not even really going to show up in most of the end of the painting, but it's going to go around the flip cup so that the paint flows better over the sides. So I didn't really need to waste extra paint on this because it's mostly not going to be seen anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and just flip this straight down. Sometimes I like to set my canvas on it and flip it over, but this is just, it's kind of a flimsy cup, and I think I'm just going to go quick, and some of it may come out, but that's okay. Hey, that wasn't too bad, actually. And then I'm just going to pour this around the edges. This is so we don't waste as much of the nice colors, especially if we get some cool cells, and it helps it flow all the way to the edges. I may even do a little bit on the corners, just because corners are a little bit harder for the paint to flow over. I'm going to let this sit for just a minute so that all of the paint that's kind of stuck to the bottom can go down and drip down the sides, and then we'll take it off. Okay, I think it's time to pull the cup off. This is the kind of scary and kind of exciting part, actually more exciting than scary, because I don't know what it's going to look like. Very cool. I love the contrast of the black in here. I'm just kind of letting, if there's any excess in the cup, letting it come over to the sides, because again, the paint will cover that, and I don't really want to waste any if I can avoid it. Okay, I think I'm going to use my lighter on it a little bit just to pop any bubbles before we start tilting, and then I'm going to jump right in.
Sunlight on the sea reminds me of where we used to be. Your hair caught in the wind, like a sail, you're drifting far from me. In my mind we're playing hide and seek, guiding me while the waves sigh and speak. You're gone but still you're with me. You will always be my love. Always be my love.
This is looking really cool. We are getting some of those cells that I was hoping we would get, and I think there will be more developing as well as it sits. So I'm going to use the torch on it one more time and then let it sit for a few minutes, and we'll come back and take a closer look. All right, I'll be back in a few. So it has been about 5 minutes, and lots more cells have developed, and we're seeing more of that black. It looks gray right now, but it is black, kind of showing up underneath the lighter colors, and lighter colors showing up underneath the dark, and I really like it. So let's take a little closer look. So up here you can see some of that gray-black color coming up underneath, in addition to some white, which is really cool. And that light pink is kind of fading over it. I love this area, these really interesting shaped cells. with red around it. And then through here, more pink and gray, turning into that red and white, and then back to the, and again, I'm saying gray, but it's black. It'll just get darker as it dries. And then down here into the white that's outlined in that dark red, and more gray and pink. And up through here, we've got a lot of that red, and it's metallic, so when that dries, that's going to be really cool. And if you're interested, this is the other painting. Now, of course, if you've seen that video, it doesn't really look any different because it's still wet, but these together look pretty cool. If you enjoyed watching this video, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up and left a comment down below, and maybe share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and click the bell so you get a notification every time I post a new video. Thanks for joining me on this kind of chaotic flip cup pour. I hope you have a great day.